All right, everyone. So we're going to start beginning our presentation now. I'm Kiana Rich, and I'm a admissions associate two with the UA Graduate School. Um, so as a reminder, this session is for international students who have already been admitted and are planning to enroll in the fall 2026 semester. If you are an applicant, you're welcome to continue to participate in this session, but we do have applicant-specific sessions that we encourage you to register for. I'll drop a link in the chat shortly so you can register for those upcoming sessions. Uh, so in this session, we're going to have a little bit of an overview about from our friends at International Student and Scholar Services, and then we're going to have a student panel to kind of ask some questions from international students here. And then after we've asked some of the questions from our student panelists, we'll start accepting some questions in the Q&A function. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I'd like to ask our friends in ISSS to go ahead and start introducing themselves.
Yeah, so my name is Katie Grace Dockery. I'm an international student advisor. I advise all international students on F1 and J1 visas, and I also issue I-20s for incoming students.
My name is Rosanna Yolian. I'm an international student advisor as well. I apologize, I have some technical difficulties, so you can't see me, but I'll try to fix it. So I do what Katie Grace does, work with initial students and current students, advising on various immigration matters.
And my name is Trong Nguyen. I am Associate Director of ISSS, and I worked with Katie Grace and Rosanna in our office, and I assist everyone in their areas of functions, including advising and working with documents to process all of the requests, and I also advise students. We also do programming for international student on campus. So I hope that I get to see you all in our events throughout the upcoming year.
All right, and if our student panelists would like to introduce themselves as well.
Solomon looks like he's having a good car going on.
I can go ahead if you want. Yeah, you can hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so my name is Jihan Amayu. I am also an international student. I'm from Morocco, Marrakesh, and this is my third year as a PhD student in curriculum instruction. So yeah.
Hi, everyone. Sorry about that. I didn't know you would get to see it. My name is Solomon. Ajasa, and I'm a PhD candidate in the Department of Civil Construction and Environmental Engineering. And I'm glad to be here. This is my third time volunteering for this particular session. I'm sorry about my video, but I'm on the road, so I'm just going to keep it off so I don't distract. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for introductions, everybody. Now, would you guys like to begin our friends at ISSS, would you like to begin your presentation?
So we just going to go over just some simple few first steps for everybody who's coming this fall of 2026. And just a reminder that let me see. The reminder is that, we are International Student and Scholar Services, and we are in 105 BB Commer Hall. our office is open to answering your questions about immigration and visa issues or your arrival to UA this fall. And you can always email us at international@ua.edu or call us at 205-348-5402. And our website is very resourceful, and you can find a lot of information on our website. Our first and most important information that we wanted to let you know is that the earliest that you can arrive here in the US is 30 days prior to the report date listed on your I-20 or the DS 2019. That means you are now in the window of arriving in the US. So you can prepare and arrive. Also, make sure that you know what going through customs is like. We sent you information, just kind of like get yourself familiar with what documents that you need to bring to the US and what you can bring and cannot bring. It's not like my slide is not progressing for you. Is that right?
I think it's not on the slideshow. Casey, can you switch the screen? It's currently showing your PPT, your PPT, not the actual slideshow screen. If you could,
I'm so sorry. Yeah,
yes,
let
yes,
me.
maybe, yeah. Okay, looks good now.
Okay, so we are talking about how to get to Tuscaloosa. So the closest airport to Tuscaloosa campus is Birmingham Shuttleworth Airport. So keep this in mind when you book your flight to come to UA. The airport code for Birmingham is BHM, because we did have students who flew to Birmingham, UK, thinking that was the same Birmingham. And this is like one of our students. I give this example a lot. It was one of the students that arranged for the arrival through an agency, and we're just saying, well, I need to fly to Birmingham, and they ended up almost flying to the UK instead of Birmingham, Alabama. So using the airport code is a safer way for you to make sure that you arrive at the right place. There's a lot of shuttle services that you can book and arrange prior to your arrival to make sure that you get from Birmingham Airport to UA campus. We also have the free shuttle service from August 10th to August 14th at 4 o'clock. We send you separate link directly to you to the email, Crimson email account and your personal account, so that if you want to take advantage of the free shuttle service that our office offers, you're welcome to book that through the links that we sent you. And because it is us, like handling the van and the pickup. So make sure that you have the flight or your itinerary in hand before booking the flight. And if you book the shuttle, the free shuttle already, and you ended up not using it, do cancel it so that the spot will be open for other students to book. But if you do not want to use the free service, like you're welcome to arrange for your own transportation. You can use Uber or Lyft or get connected with one of the student orgs or student leaders and help you arrange your arrival to UA. If you arrive in the US or in Tuscaloosa and it's prior to your moving into housing, you can perhaps use temporary housing through nearby hotels, Airbnb or Vibro. Some of the example we give on the slides are some apartments that is furnished with no lease. So basically you can stay there for a couple of days or up to, I don't know, a week, depending on how long you have to stay in that temporary housing until you can move into your apartment. Okay. Sorry that we have information about this. So, Katie Grace, would you like to talk about our orientation on August?
Yeah, I would love to. So this year, our office is doing an international student orientation in person for the first time since before COVID, which we are really excited about. And we hope that our orientation will be a great chance to get all of our new students in the same room and help you feel more prepared and more knowledgeable about your immigration status in the US and how you can use resources like our office on campus. So this orientation will be on August 15th. And if you are a new student, you should have already received an email from my office about this, and we'll continue to put out communications about it. But it will be on a Saturday, August 15th, starting at 1 p.m. to 5 p.m.
Yep. I do have a wrong information here. Say Friday, but it's actually on a Saturday from August 15th, from 1 to 5 at 10 Hor.
Yes, the 15th is a Saturday, so sorry about that mistake on the slide.
And here's the information about check-in. You want to also talk about that?
Right. So separate from the in-person orientation, which is more like a sit-down information session where we're going to learn. The online check-in is an all-online process where you kind of check in with my office and show us your immigration documents so that we know that you've entered the country, you've arrived on campus, and have been admitted in F1 or J1 status, which is important for us to check before we validate your SEVIS record. And we validate the SEVIS records of all incoming students. It's a very important required process, but it's pretty simple for you to complete. We've listed the documents here that you'll need to submit through our online portal. Our online portal can be accessed with your MyBama username and password. But if you have any technical difficulties or if you just don't want to do it online, we totally welcome students coming to our office in person. Just bring your immigration documents and you can complete it all physically as well. That's definitely an option for you. But one reminder is that you should be completing check-in once you have arrived in the United States or in Tuscaloosa, rather than beginning the process before you travel here. So that's important to note.
Thank you, Katie Grace. I do want to talk about a little bit about graduate orientation and GTA workshop. Kiana, do you have the set date for GROW? So GROW is the required workshop for all incoming graduate students who's holding a teaching assistant So the workshop is to help you prepare for being a teacher assistant, and there are certain like English courses and skill assistant workshop that you will receive from graduate school. I do not have the set date for it. Kiana, do you have information about the date for Grow this year?
Let me look it up and I'll put it in the chat. I know it's only going to be 1 day this year. It's not going to be the 2-day experience like it
Okay.
used to be.
So that would be good. But these workshops are helpful to again prepare you to be a effective teaching assistant, and it's served. Your department may have a different other workshop to prepare you, but there is a sort of supplemental workshop to give you a well-rounded view of UA experience through graduate student lenses. And Kiana will give you the specific date for Grow. And I want to, and while she's putting that in the workshop, I want to talk about our the furniture giveaway. If you are moving into an apartment or a house, you probably it's usually easier to find an unfurnished apartment or a house. So TIFF, which stand for Tuscaloosa International Friends, they are a nonprofit organization that works and help international students here at UA and Shelton and some other community, private and public colleges here in Tuscaloosa. And they are organizing a furniture giveaway for all new students. And so if you need some furnitures like beds, desk chairs, or some smaller appliances, you can attend these furniture giveaway date to furnish your apartment or your house that you are moving in. We have the link here for you, but we also will give you this information during our orientation as well. You can join TIFF by signing up at their Facebook page or Instagram page. We will also, we already give you the link to TIFF. And so if you're interested in making connection with local friends or families here in Tuscaloosa, you can scan and join them to be connected with a US family here in town. And there are a lot of student orgs that you can connect and be part of. At UA, there are more than 500 students orgs, so you can think about all different languages clubs, all of the interest clubs. We pretty much have clubs for every single interest. So if you are interested in learning about Chinese culture, or you want to be in part of African Students Association, we have student orgs for you to join. Or if you just interested in playing chess, for example, you can connect with other students with the shared interest through one of the student orgs. And you can find all of the student orgs through the source website. You can just go to the source.ua.edu and get connected with the president of the clubs and connect with other students. That is one way that you can find people with the same interest with yours. And coffee hours. We will have our first coffee hours. That is like our major event throughout the year. It's always on Fridays at the Student Center in room 2100 from 11:30 to 1. This is a very casual event. It's come and go. You will have food from different countries. Each week will feature one country, and our students just come and join us for coffee and a little taste of food from different cultures. Our first event will be the Southern cuisine, so I have a taste of Alabama food. But other, like the following weeks, we will have different countries features each week. So do come and join us in one of our events. And that will conclude our slides, and that will be the time for, probably our student panels to share and answer questions if you have questions.
All right. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go through some pre-submitted questions. And then if you guys have any questions afterwards, once our panelist has finished answering those questions, then you can submit them through the Q&A feature. All right. First question. What was your biggest learning curve?
Well, I can go ahead to answer that. I think my biggest learning curve is realizing that I'm in a different environment, different learning environment, different cultural environment. And, I had to understand it and find a way to fit in, and not necessarily, being under pressure to, fit in, but just finding a way to balance the cultural change. I think that was it. An example is certain terminologies that were used back home doesn't is not applicable in the US. An example is if we have maybe a queue, we will typically say, "Oh, to ask, oh, are you on a queue?" Right? But yet it is, "Are you on the line?" Right? So they are very simple, wordings like that, different cultural contexts that I had to understand. And I think that is the major learning curve, in my opinion.
You want me to answer that too?
Yes, please.
Yeah, well, I think I'm sharing a similar experience like Solomon, but I think what was more interesting for me is, again, like it's pretty similar, is finding my own like building a community. Coming like I already had like an international, like I was living abroad before when I moved to the US, but I still experienced that cultural shock, which was but I think that main reason for me was like I did not have other fellow Moroccan students, so to share like similar experiences. But um, if anyone to experience that, I would recommend just like try to connect with other students and like faculty, staff, and just share your worries because honestly, like everyone is going through the same thing, and you will find a lot of similarities and comes, and everyone is just super helpful and supportive. So yeah, just something to keep in mind.
All right. Thank you both. So, what are you involved in on campus and how did you get involved with it?
Okay, I can go first again. Um, since when I got here in 2022, I was very interested in learning a lot about, I didn't just want to be a graduate student, be academically, to excel academically. I wanted to have a very good experience, in other areas. So that was something that led me into getting involved in different associations and societies. And that led me to the first appointment I had was to be on the International Education Committee representing the Graduate Students Association. And from there, I got involved with IPAC, which is the International Peer Advisory Council. It's sort of a student having like students assist new international students to settle down at the university. And then I went ahead to join other societies within the department, outside my department, based on my interest, and all of that. So it's been one thing or the other that I've been a part of ever since I've been at UA. And even till this point, I still have a few leadership and service positions that I'm a part of. One of it is the graduate school ambassadors, which basically we try to offer support to students, graduate students in general. Yeah, so it was more of an interest in not just being a PhD, regular PhD student, but having a comprehensive experience across board.
Well, I was a little bit slower than Solomon. Um, so I'm just starting my third year, and my first year, I just took my time to just navigate and know what's going on in campus, because the more you go to different things, you realize that there are a lot of options and opportunities literally for everyone, and no matter what your interest in. And I needed to like navigate and mingle a little bit and just find like where I belong. So right now I am a graduate ambassador, and I'm starting the graduate ambassador influencer, something I figured out on my way too that I like. And I'm also last year I was the officer for communication for First Generation Initiative Student Association, and this year I am promoted to vice president. So yeah, so I'm still looking around and getting involved in different things, but I'm also like involved in our research labs, and I'm doing the teaching this year. So I would say for any incoming students, like take your time. You will figure out like what you like.
All right. Now, time for a fun question. What do you do for fun outside of UA?
Okay, that's pretty interesting. A lot of things I do are within UA, but outside UA, I go on road trips. US is it's a place where you can decide to get on the road and drive many hours to visit different states. I get to know different cultures. So it's something that I do once in a while, to just, enjoy myself. I'm also in a community of African students where we have different events that are not within the campus, which is like outside. We go on excursions. We do like all kinds of events. It's something that I enjoy as well. I also attend conferences that are not academically affiliated, more in terms of in professional development. I find them interesting as well, in my opinion. And yeah, those are sort of things that I do for fun.
Well, I think traveling is something I also like and I enjoy, especially like taking road trips, different states, different cultures, different experiences around the US, and I would definitely like I like to just experience that. But I also like I like staying active, so I like hiking, I like running, so I like doing some sports, so you will find me joining some like random competition around the States. So also like just a way to travel and stay active and explore. Conferences is also a great opportunity to just continue doing the things we like, and at the same time just explore different states and different places. So yeah, it's also fun.
Thank you. Uh, so what are three things as an international student you would 100% recommend bringing?
Okay, I'll go first again. Jenny, I hope I'm not taking all your answers. I think the most important is food, right? Um, Anything that you know might be a challenge for you to get in the US. Say some spices. For example, if you want to make some African, like Nigerian meals, that certain spices that I use that I often don't get in Tuscaloosa, right? I would recommend you bring as many as possible. Um, I remember that I dedicated a full bag for just food. I dedicated one of my bags only for food. Another thing I would also recommend is if you are the type, because someone like me, I enjoy wearing my cultural wears on Fridays, and some other times when I feel I really want to, just rejuvenate my home experience. So it could be another thing if it's something that is peculiar to you too as well. You could bring some of your cultural attires. Um, those are the two things that I can think of right now from top of my head. Um, if other things come up, I probably would you know, jump on it.
My experience, I would say an adapter first, because I didn't realize that the US had a different plug than what we had. So make sure that you have that. And I would say, like Solomon mentioned, like cultural outfits, or like, yeah, because I didn't bring one, and there were a lot of cultural events. I wish I had like something from my home country to show off with too, but I did not. So yeah, any spices that you like, or like something that's local and you feel like you might need some time. Like you might find like options for shops and markets, but you might need some time to figure where to shop from. So I would say just bring some of that with you for the start.
Yeah, I was also going to add, I just remembered now to bring medical supplies. For example, if you are the type that you need to, change your glasses, it might be a bit tricky, as a new international student coming in afresh, it might be a bit tricky for you. So it's something that you want to bring. Maybe you want to bring extra two pairs of your glasses or some of your medications. I think those things are also very important to come with.
All right. We're going to bounce off of that question. What is something that you packed but wish you would have waited to purchase when you arrived in the US?
I'll go ahead. I packed a lot of warm clothes that I didn't need. I didn't know that Tuscaloosa was like not warm. I would say like cold clothes. So like I didn't need that much clothing in the winter. So it can get cold. It did get cold this year, I guess. Like it was colder than previous, like when I just came here, but um, you don't need to pack too many clothes, okay? Like there are a lot of options where you can shop, and they are as nice as everywhere else. Like right now, literally my closet has nothing from the stuff that I brought with me at first. So yes, I was going on a lot. There are a lot of thrift shops. You will enjoy them. That's my favorite thing to do on Saturdays. So yeah.
Everyone makes that mistake of bringing a lot of thermal wears. Yeah. Another thing is try not to bring a lot of textbooks, right? I mean, I know we are scholars and we love to, just go and get the opportunity to, but we have great libraries at UA, great libraries where you can get almost any and every resource that you need. There are also a lot of electronic libraries that UA pays for every year. So most of the textbook that you'd feel like you might need would be available here for you. So I wouldn't recommend because some of them are pretty heavy and they will just, take up spaces for other things. Another thing that you want to avoid coming with is kitchen utensils. I mean, I've heard stories of people coming with like spoons and, pots and different kinds of utensils, plates, and all of that. You really don't need that. And luckily for us, we have the Tuscaloosa International Friends, TIF, where they give out all of these items for free, right? So you really don't need a lot of those things. Try to travel light as much as possible. When you get here, you can get some of these things. Instead of bringing this additional clothes and items, use it to bring more food for yourself. Yeah, substitute them for food. Yeah.
I remember something as well. Like we all got excited about like I was gonna buy stuff, like new laptop and phones and all that, like before coming, and then a lot of friends like they did tell me like don't do it. There are a lot of interesting student discounts. So yes, wait until you benefit from the student discount or Black Friday, which is very interesting.
And I also want to add that if you have medicines that you need to bring, it's maybe a good idea to have, personal use amount of medicine, um, at least, to carry you until the first year while you're here. Probably some over-the-counter cold medicine or, like stomach ache, headaches, that kind of things. Or if you have like prescribed medication, of course, bring them with you as well. To get you through, whenever you can, because like certain medication can be bought, just over the counter. You don't need a prescription, but it could be a prescription drug here in the US, and you have to get a doctor's note in order to get those medication. And so if you are on one of those medication, it's best to bring the supplies of 3 to 6 months until you can, refill it here in the US. Just my personal experience, and other students who are on prescribed medication. And one of the things that I feel I appreciate a lot is like long charging cable. There are many places that I find that have like 1 or 2 outlets that is not conveniently located for me in the apartment, or in this case, the Airbnb that I stayed at is just like, well, I want to stay in the chair, and like why I'm charging my phone, or like the outlet is like so far away to like the next flat surface that I can rest my phone on. So having those long charging cable was very helpful for me when I travel, some extension cord, and converter. I do not know in your personal experience, Jehan and Solomon, but for some of the plugs, like it's like a 2 prongs versus 3 prongs here in the US. And those kind of converter could be helpful to have with you. I mean, like you can buy them here in the US, but like for immediate use, have them with you would be helpful, especially if you need to charge your phone at the airport or something like that, and you realize that, oh well, the charging is not working for me. Yeah, just a little addition from my personal experience, and from some other students told me about their experience coming to the US.
I have a demo in case someone like, so like right now I am in Morocco. I need to use this so I can so I can plug in my my phone and my charger. But when you're in the US, hold on, I'm gonna use the other one. So it's like this one, small one. I don't know why it's not opening, but that was a very interesting experience for me. I didn't know that information until I got to the US, and I'm like, well, I need to charge my phone. So yeah.
Perfect demo. Yeah. Yes.
All right. So both of you mentioned that you like to travel. So how do you get around campus and how do you get around the city?
Oh, when I got here in 2022, I had a friend who borrowed me his bicycle to use in summer. And that was, a game changer for me. Prior to that, I just used to walk to school because oftentimes, I mean, and this is something that I would recommend. Sorry, I'm going on a little tangent. Is that you probably want to get an apartment that is close to school, which is either a walking distance or the apartment has a shuttle. If the apartment has a shuttle, it can take you from the camp from your home to the school at a designated time. However, getting shopping supplies might be a bit tricky depending on where the apartment is located. So it's important that you consider proximity when you're trying to get an apartment for yourself. And that being said, the first apartment I stayed was very close to the school, so I used to just go on the bike and ride on to school. And I believe a lot of international students in their first few years would always opt in for the option of using a bicycle or just taking a walk. And then with time, you can decide to get a car and, life becomes more comfortable. Yeah. You could also get a scooter too. That's another option. If you don't want to use a bicycle, you could use a scooter as well.
Yeah. I agree. My first, like when I first came, I signed the lease before I got to the US, and on the website it says it's only 30 minutes walk or like something like this. And I was like, well, I can walk. It wasn't a walking distance, it's 10 minutes drive. So um
Wow.
it was very interesting. So I'm still staying at the same place because it was like cheaper than around campus. But like just know that when you are around campus, like you can actually walk and get to different places. Like where I'm staying was like on the highway and there is literally no way for me to walk. And another thing I would recommend, like please ask about the shuttle hours because some of the places they have stopped the shuttles. Like the shuttle stops running from like 5 or 6 p.m. And my first year, I had classes until 8. So I had to use Uber a lot of times if there is like no one to take me with them. Ask as many questions as you can. Ask like some, like even if you hear that the apartment is furnished before you sign the lease, just ask what they give and what's out there so you know what you need to buy. Because again, for me, furnish is like everything is there, but then when I realize is I still have to buy everything. So, different concept for different places. Um, there is no questions is less important, just ask. Ask as much as you want. So I have a card. I had to get a card from my first month in the US. So it was that like it was it was impossible to get anywhere else, especially with groceries. I mean, you don't want to go shopping in Publix all the time, so you want to go somewhere that's affordable as a student too. So, like, I had to get a car. Yeah,
That's probably like the most convenient way to get around is to have a car. And also, I want to bring it up like UA campus is like a huge campus. So even, like they say that it's very close to UA campus, but if you have to walk from one building on UA campus to another building UA campus on the other side, it's like by itself can easily be a 20-25 minutes walk already.
that is true. I was using Google Maps on campus to get from one building to another.
Yeah, and also to add, another culture shock was if someone tells you that it's just 5 minutes away, oftentimes they are talking about 5 minutes using the car. It's not 5 minutes walking. So it's very important that you understand that language.
So true. Yes, that 5 minutes in the car means like 20, 25 minutes of walking easily. If there's a walkway, like a road for you to walk. Because like in Zihan case, even if she wants to, there's like no road or no sidewalk or no pavement for you to walk. So those are important factors to consider before you're signing a lease.
I will also just throw it out there, just like do not hesitate to reach out like to graduate students, to graduate ambassadors like you that you find it. Like we are always available to answer any of your questions, or if you want us to just like ensure like if you want us to check something for you before you get there, like getting in information. So we're there to help. So yeah.
All right. So I've dropped some links in the chat to off-campus resources and the International Connect Furniture giveaway website, just in case anyone in the chat is interested in that. But now we're going to move on to our final pre-submitted question. How does Tuscaloosa support your lifestyle and values?
Well, I mean, there are a lot of ways. For example, I am a Christian and I go to church, and there are a lot of Tuscaloosa, where I can attend and be a part of a community of believers. Um, and so it's pretty easy for me to locate some. Even there are some on campus that also allows it as well. And again, I have the African Students Association that I often attend events where we have like different kinds of events that we do together as well. There's also the International Student Association, which is broader, right, across the entire International Student Campus. So there are different. I think on my source there are, I don't know, probably thousands of societies, associations that you could be a part of, that you could identify with, depending on your belief and things like that.
Well, I mean, like also Solomon said that like when it comes to any religious practice, just know that you will have a community and all values are welcome, and there is a big community culture in Tuscaloosa, so I love that. Like locals are amazing. International students are also amazing. So just I'm having the best time of my life. I have no other Moroccan students. It is just me. I'm being unique population of one, but I'm experiencing different cultures, different it's just all the different things. Like I'm experiencing a whole world in one place. So I love it. Um, and I love the Southern culture as well. Like Southern food, I tried Southern food too. So I'm learning more things.
All right, that's the end of our pre-submitted questions. We do have about a minute left if anyone has a question they want to put in the Q&A, but we'll probably only be able to get to one. So I'm also going to include emails Unfortunately, we're not gonna allow any sort of verbal questions. You would just need to put it in the Q&A chat.
Can I just add something while we're waiting for questions? When I was coming to Tuscaloosa, there was a misconception that, oh, I'm coming to Alabama, I'm coming to the South. Um, it's, it's scary out there and all of that. This is not me selling Tuscaloosa, but it's one of the peaceful and comforting places that I've been since I've been in the United States. So it's pretty chilled in Tuscaloosa. You don't need to worry too much in terms of if you're going to be welcomed or if you're going to be be able to express yourself or be as comfortable as possible. Tuscaloosa is really just like Gianni said. There is a lot of community culture in Tuscaloosa, so you would really enjoy your time there.
Um, I believe there's a question that might be answered by ISSS um, about arriving in Tuscaloosa on August 13th. Is that permittable?
It should be fine.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. We're going to go ahead and end the session here. This session was recorded, so once it's been edited, it will be on our graduate school YouTube page. Let me see if I can grab that link and put it in the chat. We've also got all of the links here in the chat if you want to go ahead and open them while we're still running and operational. And there's also previous student panels on our grad school YouTube page. If you wanted to look at that as well while we're waiting for this one to load up.
Yeah. And do feel free to email us if your question have not been answered. Kiana has put our office email in the chat. It's simple, international@ua.edu. So if you have other questions that you think of after this webinar, or your question have not been answered, just email us. We are handling all of the visa and immigration related questions. But if you have questions about transcript or admissions or, like the GROW workshop, you can reach out to Kiana to graduate school at gradschool@ua.edu.
Mhm. And I think Katie Grace is typing an answer to someone's question, so we're just going to leave the chat open for just a little longer, unless you just finished that one. All right. Well, again, thank you everybody for coming. We're going to end the session here. Again, this will be up on our UA Grad School YouTube page once it's been edited. All right. Have a great day, everybody.
Okay.